Hey guys, Mike, IronTrap Garage, and we're doing another week in life. We're actually starting this one a day late. We didn't shoot anything yesterday. It was a hectic day. We got the stuff. You saw the video on the 34 on Sunday. I forgot. I'm trying to remember what day the videos come out. So saw the video on the 34. We had a bunch of people come look at it yesterday. I had 3 or 4 people show up from Marketplace to buy other parts. I had an unlimited amount of phone calls. I also was going through the engine stuff that we got with the coupe. Our new employee Luke was here part-time in the afternoon because he's finishing up his other job. So he was here for a little bit, putting some miles on my car to figure out some issues, which we think we have squared away. We had to go up a jet size and do some repairs to the carb. This rear carb here, there's 2 different settings for your accelerator pump, summer and winter. We've run them on the lower one, but this rear base, the ball was broken off. So they were mismatched. So we fixed that, rejetted it, drove it a bunch. It's a lot better. We're actually, I think today, Matt and I are going to do the loop, as we call it, which is like a 10-mile or so loop that he likes to go up and over the covered bridge to put some miles on this, because I'm going to drive it home, I think, on Thursday, because Wheels of Time is Friday, Saturday, Sunday this week. So stay tuned for the end of the video. We'll have a bunch of shots from the show. So we need to put some miles on this just to make sure everything's okay. So I am going to, hopefully Matt will be here soon and we'll hop in this and he's going to drive the delivery. We're going to just go for a little cruise. I finished up the seat. I got some foam all the way around this lovely Mexican blanket that matches the shitty motif of this car. Put some miles on it. I drove it 4 times yesterday. Steve and I did 4 loops and it made adjustments each time, and it's progressively getting better, which is good. So I'm going to get to work. I got a bunch of stuff to ship. Hopefully take this for a drive, and the craziness continues. I gotta get ready for Wheels of Time, pack merch, some parts, and that kind of stuff. We have to shoot a podcast this week, and we have to shoot another video for Friday before we leave for Wheels of Time on Thursday afternoon. So we got a bunch of work to do, so let's get started.
Remember, you're getting close there. 10, 12 inches and just watch the spray. There you go. Much better.
is Wednesday. My test drive yesterday and the 34 was successful. Still leaks a bunch of oil. We're going to fix that after Wheels of Time when we have a chance to get up on the lift. The Merc's on the lift right now. Matt's doing some adjustments for shocks to get it to ride a little better in the rear. So that's got priority. Mine, I can still drive, it just leaks. I'm up on the office. I got to pack merch up for Wheels of Time. We are going to be taking the 32 race car in the back of Big Red to just display it. We put the 34 in here. My car is actually upstairs for the time being. Tomorrow, Thursday, we do a big shuffle and get all the cars over to Wheels of Time. So today we're going to prep for that. I'm going to go get Big Red in a little bit. We'll put the 32 Roadster in the back of that. That'll go to the mill and just hang out till I can take it over tomorrow. Sedan delivery is going to go in the trailer. I'm going to trail that over. Matt's going to drive the Merc over, and then those will stay there, and then he'll probably drive the DeLorean car back and forth every day. So a little bit of prep work to do today. Pack up some merch. We take like 2 or 3 tables worth of parts, just a little sampling of our business. So I got to pack some of that up today. Get all that ready. Stop at the mill. Tables, tarps, all the folding chairs that we have. So we have places for people to sit and so on and so forth. So let's get to work. Good. Yes, sir. So how was the ride over?
Good. We made a last minute adjustment. I know it's not period correct. I'm gonna be, you guys know we're super honest. This thing was bottoming out and smashing the torque tube on the trans tunnel. The rear was banging on the back, and it was awful to drive. So I quickly ordered a set of like coilovers, just because I was quickly realized we have the interior done. So for me to cut the interior apart, not gonna happen. So basically needed more dampening or more spring. So I got a adjustable dampening and all that, put it in the back. We just quickly threw it on. I think it's still sitting basically how it was. It's just, it took all day for Steve and I we had to modify and machine and make some mounts and move some stuff around and re-weld the lower mounts. But it drove awesome, actually.
It looked really smooth on the way here.
It was so good. We were actually worried that I was like, in midnight the night before, or 2 nights before, I was like on Summit's website, like trying to re-educate so this is my background when I was younger doing a lot of that kind of stuff. So I'm like trying to re-educate myself on spring rates.
Yeah.
And so trying to figure out spring rates and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, so it rode actually really nice. It was really good.
Nothing more unnerving than like doing a bunch of shit to a car and not driving it very far. And then
Yeah,
like 30 minutes.
This is literally the first time we've driven it since like last Makunji probably. So it was kind of crazy, but it did good. It looks good. I'm psyched we made it. So, yeah.
You're good. Can you back up a little bit? Alrighty, it is Friday morning. I just finished up the premiere video with everyone. Thank you for joining us if you did. Let's see if this thing will start in the cold. It sat outside all night. My butt's gonna be wet on the way to the show. Thing warm up a little bit, take the choke off. Gotta get a towel to wipe the windshield off. But get over to Wheels of Time. I think Matt's over there already, so let's go.
right, so we're gonna call it wraps for the week. We had an incredible time at the Wheels of Time show. Really good event. Again, if you're anywhere nearby that you can make it, we actually had a fair amount of people that stopped by that weren't living local. Some different people that were traveling through, and they decided, because we talked about the event, they stopped by. Some people just made it just to go to the show, and hopefully everybody had a good time. We know we did. It was like probably the best possible weather ever. In this area in August can be a little dicey, but it was like super mild, no rain. It was just a good time overall. So we enjoyed it as always. We want to thank the club for giving us a cool little spot there that we can hang out and display some cars and let different nostalgic cars park around us. So that was the main focus of our week. We are, of course, just because we hung out for a few days and didn't do any real work, we're behind on a little bit of stuff, but we'll get back at it next week. Last little thing I want to show you guys for the end of the week was, we didn't really talk about it a ton, but my nephew Evan painted his first vehicle. So this is his little truck he was working on, and you guys have been seeing in the background. He sprayed this with some Eastwood GM white paint, single stage urethane. He already, while we were at the show, he was wet sanding. So he's working on flattening out the orange peel and everything. He got the cab, or a portion of the cab done. So really excited for this. He had to go back to school this week, but he's gonna try and continue working on that. He also got this little valance painted and put back on the truck. So super awesome, really excited. Can't wait to see this thing all buffed up, but that was something I wanted to make mention of for the end of the video. So thank you guys for following along as always. Another crazy week, and we'll continue to do these. We'll catch you next time. See you guys.